All right, and let's start. Okay, so as I understand it, you qualified for WCG while you were a student at Rutgers. What year did this occur?
I believe this was winter of 2013.
Okay. At the time, did you receive any support from Rutgers for your participation in esports?
None at all.
None at all. What prevented your attendance?
I had an exam on a Sunday that couldn't be postponed in time due to being given, as students know, it's called the RU screw, but it was just a miscommunication between departments over forms that I had to get somehow from my professor that didn't actually end up existing. And by the time I got back to my professor after going between the math and business departments, because I was in the arts and sciences and business school, so there was a conflict in departments, and then it was already gone.
Oh, I know the RU screw. Don't worry. Don't worry. So what do you believe Rutgers could have done to prevent this from occurring?
Well, if there was like for Rutgers athletics, but if there was already a precondition set in where if a student had proof that they were going to attend an event such as esports, or I believe for athletics it's like a game, right?
Mhm.
Like a football game or a basketball game. If there was some way of direct contact, in terms of that, what I mean is if there was like a way for students should just present the professor a piece of paper or like their email or confirmation that they're going to be an event, and then the professor is like, "Oh yeah, that's fine.
So you'd say
Just
that
follow up with me and we can reschedule."
So you'd say if there was a simpler system for requesting this, or if esports was more mainstream or taken more seriously by the university and seen as the same degree as an athletic event would be, you'd think that this wouldn't have occurred.
Phrase it that way, I would phrase it more as if there were already predetermined guidelines for this sort of thing, then it wouldn't have occurred.
Okay. Were there any other instances that where Rutgers' lack of support for esports got in the way of your success as a StarCraft player?
They're out of my control. I would say that's really the incident that sticks out the most.
You'd say that's the only major incident. Would you say that that the internet provided by Rutgers at some points wasn't good enough, or that maybe I don't know that there wasn't enough practice areas for you, or do you think that the
Right.
facilities were suitable?
Speak on both of those. So, to be fair, I was living off campus for the majority of my professional career in StarCraft 2. So I had my own internet. That wasn't a problem when the X-focused stuff was going on, the DDoS attacks. However, there definitely is not the same standard of infrastructure and support to esports at Rutgers compared to other universities, specifically some like Berkeley.
Berkeley.
Yeah,
Okay.
they seem to be doing pretty well. Like they have that. I know that they have dedicated spaces to practice in, and Rutgers just
Yeah.
support in terms of infrastructure. You have to have the community come together and coordinate with Rutgers on it.
Yeah. Actually, I know that Robert Morris invests like $1.4 million into their esports at their school. So does Maryville University. Also does something similar, not the same amount of money, but both universities kind of treat their esports as varsity sports, and thus put money into scouting and things, and, make it an actual department. But yeah, that's all the questions I had. Thank you for making yourself available and answering my
Yeah, no problem.
helping me out with this thing. Take care.
Thanks, Aaron. You too.